Agar arrives in Juba, meets President Salva Kiir. More than 250 killed in worst ever defeat of the Rapid Support Force in Faser. Trump takes over DC police, deploys National Guard in the capital. Hello and welcome. Malik Agar, Vice Chairman of the Sovereignty Council, arrived in Juba for talks with South Sudan's President Salva Kiir on bilateral relations and joint cooperation. The meeting discussed political and military developments in Sudan, the humanitarian situation, the siege of Faser. Agar also said he briefed Kiir on recent gains by the armed force and their efforts to defeat the rebel militia. They also discussed the rejection of the Rapid Support Force so-called parallel government by Sudan and regional bodies. Agar invited Kiir to visit Sudan, which he accepted. Kiir affirmed South Sudan's support for the stability in Sudan and ongoing cooperation between the two countries. The Joint Force of Armed Struggle Movement announced that the Armed Force, the Joint Force, and the Popular Resistance achieved a major victory yesterday in the fierce battle against the militia and the mercenaries. According to the statement by the militia, launched an attack on Faser from 3 axes using around 543 compact vehicles. These vehicles have been prepared weeks earlier at the Zamzam camp for displaced persons, which the militia had turned into a military base. The Joint Force confirmed that the enemy loss exceeded to 254 fighters, with 16 compact vehicles destroyed and 34 others captured, including armored vehicles and 2 fully equipped tanks. Finance Minister Dr. Jibril Ibrahim reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to continuing financial and economic reforms during a meeting with the newly appointed Minister of State, Mohammed Noor Abdul Daim, following his swearing-in. Dr. Ibrahim emphasized the importance of supporting comprehensive and sustainable reforms. The Minister of State pledged to strengthen the ministry's authority over public fund, boost revenues, reduce waste through digital transformation, and complete key financial reform system, including the integration of financial management information system to curb corruption and provide accurate data. Therefore, Governor Minni Arko Minnawi congratulated the 227th victory over the militia, which starved children, women, and elderly. He added in a post in his Facebook page, "Our resolve will not waver, and our banners of victories will continue to fly until all of Faser and all of Sudan's cities are cleansed of the filth of these criminals." Minnawi stressed that the Rapid Support Force attempt to enter Faser is an unsafe step and a path of no return. River Nile State Governor Dr. Mohammed Al-Badawi Abdul Majid yesterday inaugurated the country's only food safety and health laboratory at the Ministry of Animal Resource headquartered in Ad-Damer, funded by Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency TIKA. The lab will serve as Sudan's sole operational facility of its kind. The governor announced the training of veterinary personnel abroad in Turkey, China, India, and Russia, with the first group of 10 heading to Turkey. State's Minister of Animal Resource Dr. Nejida Arbab hailed the laboratory as a dream turned into reality. TIKA representative Ghalib Yildiz reaffirmed his country's readiness to cooperate in all fields. In Port Sudan, Minister of Energy Advisor Engineer Mu'tasim Ibrahim conducted a field tour of the ministry facilities, including the new oil laboratory, one of the largest in Africa, expected to open by the end of this year. He also inspected the fuel distribution point across various Sudanese states and monitored the movement of the oil tankers from the control room in line with the scheduled fuel supply plan. The tour was accompanied by the Minister of Undersecretary Dr. Muhyiddin Naim, who provided a full briefing on the progress of work as part of the handover process. A delegation from the General Administration for the Supervision of Gold Export Campaigns, headed by the Director Ayman Ali Hamid, has concluded a 4-day visit to the North State. At the end of the visit, the delegation held a cooperation meeting with the Acting Executive Director of Dabba locality, Al-Hassan Ibrahim, and the Director of the Sudanese Mineral Resource Company State Office, Abdul Rahman Al-Nadif. The delegation reviewed the company's work in organizing and monitoring the gold production up to the export state. The Acting Executive Director affirmed their commitment to continue monitoring of the Dabba export window. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Energy, Dr. Muhyiddin Naim, met today with the Chairman of the Sudanese Businessmen Union and the Chamber of Industry, Maawiya Al-Birir, to discuss restoring electricity to industrial areas and rehabilitating war damage distribution station and transformation. The Undersecretary affirmed the Ministry's commitment to equip power distribution in industrial zone as part of the Khartoum State reconstruction effort. He stressed full cooperation with the Businessmen's Union to revive and further develop the industrial sector. Al-Birir urged the Ministry to expedite electricity supply to industrial area for their role in job creation and stability. A senior Jubaland police commander was killed Monday in a heavy gun battle at the military base in Talo Amin village, local source and security official said. The attack, described as well-planned, was carried out by Somali Federal Government Force Colonel Hussein Jeff. Juba Lands Police Commander in Jido region was confirmed dead, along with other soldiers who were killed or injured in the fighting. Juba Lands Minister of Internal Security blamed the Federal Force for the colonel's death. Tension fueled by what the federal government described as the separatist ambition of the Jubaland President Ahmed Islam. U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Monday that deployment of 800 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. and the temporary federal takeover of the city police department. The move reflects Trump's increased use of presidential power in his second term. He said the action was needed to combat violent crime, claiming that the capital had been overtaken by violent guns, despite data showing crime has been declining in recent months. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.